Hello and welcome to Dream Homes Kenya. My name is Terry Anchibet and I am an absolute believer that everybody needs to own their dream home. And that's what exactly this show is all about. And today I am excited to speak with Chris Coulson, the CEO of Mivida, a real estate developer that is undertaking a middle income housing project and building 3,000 homes over the next 4 years. It's a 12 billion shilling project created by Actis. That's a leading growth market investor that's been active in East Africa for over 70 years and supported by Shapurji Pallonji Real Estate. That's a real estate arm of one of India's largest conglomerates. So if you're in the market for a place to call home, then please do listen in. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. And we've had lots about Mivida, and I'm just curious, what's the current status? And just before you get there, what is Mivida?
Thank you, and welcome as well to Mivida at Garden City. It's great for you to be here and to film today. So Mivida is a middle income, as you've already said. We're doing well under the circumstances. Our sales office is open. We're selling today, following the strict government directives under COVID. Construction, we actually stopped construction for 8 weeks. So when the pandemic was first announced in the middle of March, we took a decision fairly quickly because we couldn't control over 100 workers on site. Yeah, it's fairly inhumane. So we took that decision along with our stakeholders, and bearing in mind, they have much larger businesses, real estate businesses in Asia who were affected before us. So with the benefit of that hindsight, we took the decision to suspend works for 8 weeks. And during that time, we worked with the government, we implemented new health and safety protocols, and we've just restarted. So we've just gone through mobilization. You'll hear the noise in the background. I apologize about that. But, work is underway. And we're going to finish within 24 months, obviously depending on what happens over the next 2 years. But, that's our mandate.
Mm-hmm. So how has the sales been so far, since you started up until now? What's the demand like in that space?
Mivida, we launched it 1 year ago. So this is a brand new brand. It means my life in Spanish. Whilst we've got these two heavyweights behind us in Actis and Shapurji Pallonji Real Estate, this is a baby that was born 12 months ago. And we've had fantastic traction from the market. We had to build this sales office. We invested heavily in building these two beautiful show apartments, and we house our sales team and technical team here as well. We were selling 18 apartments per month pre-COVID. That's one every 2 days.
Wow.
I mean, that traction's amazing. Given the environment that we've been in for the last 3 or 4 years, that's probably, the best-selling middle-income project in the city. COVID came along. You can't hide from the fact it has impacted our business. We had 120 buyers. We're working with them. Collections is key to us at the moment, understanding, the needs of our buyers. Individual basis, if they want to continue, then that's fantastic news, and we're trying to help them and support them with that decision. Whilst, on the other hand, trying to continue with the sales velocity. Now, we're not selling 18 a month. We're not. We're closer to about half of that, which is still very good.
It's still good, yeah. So tell me, let's talk about the joint venture a little bit. I mean, 12 billion shillings is a lot of money.
Yes.
And it does bring an element of confidence in a market that, has been, sort of topsy-turvy over the last couple of years. How does this give you an edge as Mivida?
Significant. We have equity, we have firepower, we're a fully capitalized home builder. There aren't too many in the market today in our financial position. We can undertake projects with our own money. We can buy land, we can use our equity to commence construction, which just gives buyers that confidence which has been ebbing over the last 4 or 5 years. A promise is a promise, that's one of our taglines. And it's so important, especially with our first project and all of our projects that we're going to launch very soon, is that we deliver. We live to the expectations of our buyers. Our values are written into our name, Mivida, my life. I mean, it's so important in terms of the quality, the design, providing this new lifestyle. I mean, you've seen the apartments, they're absolutely stunning. The quality of the finishes, the design, how you utilize the space, all the amenities that support that is fundamental. It's key to the success of this brand. Proof is in the pudding. I'm sitting here today and, we've sold phenomenally well.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the demand for housing in Nairobi. And, one of my favorite phrases is Nairobi is a city under construction. You turn right, you turn
yes.
left. There's, there's something going on. And, when we look at numbers and data, from government, from private sector players in real estate, they say, the demand for middle income is quite high. The higher market segment, depending on who you're listening to, they say it's, there's too much already in the marketplace. So with your experience being in that middle income space, how has it been and how would you describe the demand?
There's still a strong demand. Our thesis behind Mivida was to capture a gap in the market. Okay, and we've already spoken about it in terms of confidence and delivery, and there's a huge gap there. There's not a lot of choice for a buyer to look at projects and have that certainty that they're going to finish. Yeah, so that was absolutely key to us. What surprised me, and I'll be honest with you, when I came to this beautiful city, was that sector, that middle income sector, is very small. It's like 100,000 households. So I'm used to, in markets I've worked in previous countries, of a much larger size, middle income, and it's growing and it's robust and it's vibrant. So that's why, we took 18 months before we launched Mivida. It's 18 months analyzing the market. We had independent studies by McKinsey, by Sagachi. So we really got under the skin of this market. We spoke to 400 potential buyers, so we did surveys and everything else. So we really did tailor our product and understand the nuances of middle income, the buyers, the investors that are looking, the yields that they expect.
And I'm curious about that. So what did they say? What are they looking for? Are they looking for homes as an investment? Are they looking for homes as as their home to stay?
So buyers today, 60% are investors, 40% are homeowners, which is fantastic. Yeah, if you look at our competing projects, it's probably higher weighted towards investors. So we've done a lot of work in trying to get homeowners in terms of how they can purchase, how we work with banks and everything else to try and own a home. I mean, it really is important.
It's everybody's dream.
It is. So the survey, there's a lot of statistics that came out which did surprise me. One was 60%, which is, I think it's higher now. Let's say 70-80% today would not buy off plan.
Is it a confidence issue?
Yeah,
and
totally.
A trust issue?
It is. You're talking about buyers who've either themselves been burnt before, or have friends who are still stuck in a project that's kind of 5-6 years in and no, sight when it's going to get finished. That's why we invested so heavily in this. But I've always done this on all my projects, residential projects. Suppose you plunge in real estate, you could do any of their projects, and they have this beautiful sales office, show apartments. It's so vital. It's a huge financial commitment for a person to make, a family to make, and yet they're buying off a piece of paper or maybe a video or whatever that is. So that statistic was we understood that loud and clear. And then when you kind of drill down, the more granular things were security, very important. So this project and our future projects, we obviously incorporate, make sure that we have that what would promote a secure environment, not a prison, but something that's you feel safe in your home. That's key. Amenities, the size of balconies came up. People are tired of owning an apartment where you go into the balcony and you can barely get 2 people on. So what we did is we understood that, and we increased our size of our balconies before we launched. Those are some of the key decisions that kind of tailored the product that we have today. But what's interesting is because of COVID and also the economy, we're continuing. It's an organic process. So our next projects, what we've learned from this, we're building that in. So our next projects, again, will hopefully, cater even more to the changing dynamics of our buyers.
I'm trying to also, I'm curious about the balance between managing your costs and still, creating margins that are good enough for you to be in business and for you to make business sense. So how are you managing that balance, especially in a country where, construction is a very expensive venture? It
is. Construction here is expensive, you're exactly right. But so is time. If you're delayed on a project, the cost of money over that delay, that really can put you in a bad spot. That's why it's so important for us that we are so committed to finishing within the next 24 months, assuming that COVID isn't going to further impact us. That's a loose assumption. We're doing everything we can on site to manage that process.
Mm-hmm. So for somebody who's interested in the property, what are the pricing units like, and how do you compare to similar projects in the region?
Okay, so we have a 1-bed, 2-bed, 2-bed with DSQ and 3-bed. Our pricing starts from 8 million. For the 2-bed, it's from 11 million, and for the 3-bed, it's from 14.4 million. So we're very competitive. You have to be. 14
million is quite competitive.
It is for this location.
Exactly.
But what you also need to factor in, and this is another important differential from Mivida to our competitors, is the amenities we provide. So we're sitting here today. We bought 4.5 acres at Garden City, and we're dedicating over 1 acre of outdoor space, green space. We've got swimming pool for children. We've got a 300-meter running track. This gets converted into the clubhouse. Yes, we've got a beautiful roof terrace. We've got outdoor spaces, barbecue. We've got a sports court. This.
Wow, that.
Do you know a project similar to this?
At that price point? No. So tell me though.
So sorry, just one other point though. So this speaks to two. So if you're a homeowner and you have a young family, fantastic. This thing in a safe environment as well. If you're an investor and you want to rent your unit out, can you imagine how appealing that is? You have someone that comes and says, I'm going to look at 2 or 3 other apartments elsewhere. They're going to come here and they're going to see all these amenities on their doorstep, free. It's going to be an easy decision.
So talking about easy decisions, affordability is key. Payment plans. So how's it organized within Mivida?
So we have several payment plans. Obviously, cash buyer. Someone that comes along gets a preferential price if he wants to buy over, 2 or 3 months, make those payments, and that's fine. You can pay over the course of construction, which is deferred over 24 months, or you can get mortgages. But we're working with banks, and this is a big frustration in the market today. This is why you have 25,000 mortgages.
Yes.
In Nairobi today?
Under 26,000, yes. In all these years.
Yeah, you could probably see the lion's share of those mortgages are with employees of banks.
Of banks, central bank,
financial
and the like.
Institutions, things like that.
Yeah, and government.
So, we see part of this affordability is to provide a way in which people can actually purchase, homeowners can purchase and invest in their own apartment and pay for it over a reasonable rate over whatever 15, 20 years. So we're working with banks. I haven't got anything to announce on this. Banks today have their own issues, but wouldn't it be fantastic if you can get a single-digit mortgage?
Absolutely,
and it's 8-9% mortgage, and you'd see a complete turnaround.
Tell me though about your choice of location, the Garden City area. Was there some sort of strategic decision about this particular area?
That was a very easy decision to make. Garden City is now an established node within the city. Yeah, we have the shopping mall, which opened in 2015. We have the residences, and we have the business park. So EBL moved in their new headquarters in November last year. We've just finished 2 beautiful buildings, office buildings there. The idea is that will eventually grow into 3,000 strong community, office community there. So this was it was a natural addition for us to have on your doorstep. I can walk to work, I can go to the supermarket, the cinema. It was beautiful.
I can go home for lunch.
You can go home for lunch. Yes. How novel would that be? We've got this beautiful 3-acre park as well, which is part of the shopping mall. So it's a lifestyle that is becoming more prevalent. People deserve at least to have that opportunity to make a decision. Do I want to live in an apartment that has no amenities? I have one car parking space and I've got pollution, traffic, I've got traffic noise, and everything else. So you come to Garden City and you have everything on your doorstep. So for us, and it's proven in the sales that we've achieved so far. It's been very well liked. So
as we wind up, Chris, what can we expect from Mivida in coming days?
So we're obviously very excited, with relaunching construction. So that's key. That's now under control. Everything's on site. All the protocols are in place, the checks and everything else. We need to expand, and we're on record. Yeah, we have an expansion plan which we're rolling out. We are looking at new projects. We have an announcement coming very soon. Hopefully, 2 projects are in the pipeline for closing in Q3, Q4, and then next year, at least one more project.
Wow, thank you so much for making time to speak with us today, and we wish you the absolute best. After this, I'm actually going to have a look at the construction site just to see how far along you've come and how it looks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for watching. You're watching Dream Homes Kenya. Do like and subscribe, and let's continue looking towards our dream homes.